So, welcome back on my channel Lightwave Guru, and today is a little bit Thanksgiving for Lightwavers, and there's a simple reason. That's my art to say thank you to Andrew Bishop. So Andrew, thank you. So, and this tank I would share with the whole community, so this scene, so that anybody can study in what way it works. So the one or another have seen that scene, and the developing time was a month. So that's a $1 million scene, So you have to respect that is a example scene for studies, I would not see that in any commercial, and the simple reason is the tank himself, the geometry is from GrabCAD, so, and you can use it for private use, so I say that in the beginning, so that's for everybody clear. It's only for education and for private use. If I see the tank in a scene, then my fist will go in your face. So now we have that clearly committed. So, and now I explain a little bit that scene. So if you would then open that scene, you would see that it need a while to decomposing all the convex pieces in that scene, so that some 100 hinge functions that works there, and some motor functions, and so on and so on. So please go in Guru mode if you load that scene. It need a while to decompose all that, and load also the Dynacage or Dynacage data. So, and if you have it in that scene, you can also play it here if you want in real time. In real time it looks in that way. So with my computer. So if you have a faster computer, it's possible that it runs then faster. So it's better if you want to see in what way the dynamics works and the bullet dynamics to create a preview. So now let us quickly go in the bullet so that you understand what's happened there. So you have here two types of constraints and dynamics. So if you take only the dynamics, you found here all the dynamics for all the objects there in that scene is linked. And if you want to see only the constraints, and you make the dynamics off, and you found here then all the constraints for the scene if you want to work with it. So now I talk a little bit about the dynamic frame rate. This setup now is in a condition that it works with different dynamic frame rates for different speeds for the tank. And the simple reason is, if all the motors, for example, let us take here motor. This is one from the motors. That motor have a specific target speed. And this is here, for example, 150. So if you work with 150 for all the motors that bring that tank to drive, and you have to know that if you would that tank drive faster, then you need higher frames per second. And the reason is that all the power, that what we call gravity, works on that construction. So if you go higher with that, you need a more exact calculation, or the calculation would go crazy. That means if you drive with a tank, for example, with a motor target speed from 150, then you can use the dynamic frame rate from 500. If you want that the tank drive with 300 motor target speed, so that he drive faster, then, for example, you can use 1000 FPS as dynamic frame rate. Then it works. If you would that tank drive with 1000 as target motor speed, I tested it yesterday in the evening, then you have to use 2000 FPS, or dynamic frame rate in bullet, and then it work in every environment with the right underground, for the calculation, as here this object is then static and have a collision, then it would work correct. Yeah. So if you, for example, now take that setup and recalculate it and then with 180 dynamic frame rate, then the whole construction would be broken and go crazy things. But you can test it then for yourself. Yeah. Also, you can test all the functions and so. So that means that tank, you can drive with a tank if you want very fast. It's possible, and I can also show the next days if I found the time. And if you want that, and if you say, okay, I change now all the motor functions. So for example, this is all motor functions, this is a motor function, this is a motor function, this here is a motor function, this, and this, all that show here are motor functions. Yeah. And they all have here, the motor is on, and if you go then in the graphic editor, you can change there the speed. If you want that the tank drive faster, you have for all that I show here to change the speed with the same parameter. All have the same parameter. That means if you would change, for example, now the speed from the tank, if you drop it in another environment, yeah, then go you in the graph editor in there, do whatever you have to do. For example, you give here a motor target speed from 1000, and if you have that, then you go here to copy that and bring it then to all others. Open it, copy it in, yeah, here with paste, and do it for all motors. Yeah. So you have here the total motors for that tank, so that he drive correct all this ones here. Yeah. So that's total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 motors. Yeah. So in all that motors you have to bring to work. Yeah. And I hope here's another one. So we have 20 from them. Total is a 20. Yeah. And for all of them, you have to bring here the same speed inside. Yeah. So, and one more time, if you speed is slow, then the dynamic frame rate from 500 is enough. If you want that the tank drive faster, then you need more frame rates per second. Yeah. For example, with your motor target speed 300, then take 1000 dynamic frame rate. If you make a motor target speed, for example, from 1000, I mean, then you need 2000 FPS in the bullet internal. And for example, you have 300 motor target speed, then is 1000 enough. Yeah. So that's a little bit the thinking behind that. And the simple reason is that then the bullet would be calculated much more exactly. Another thing is in that scene, if you have, for example, here that 1350 frames, and you simulate it, for example, with 2000 dynamic frame rate, then you cannot save the dynamic cache. And the reason is that the maximum dynamic cache in the moment in the bullet is 2097 megabyte. Yeah. So if your dyna cache that you are calculated with that kind of setup higher than that, only that 2097 megabyte would be saved, all the other data not. And if you reload the scene, then you have to calculate it new. Yeah, so that's a little bit the border. So that scene show you, if you want, the borders. Yeah, so that what you can maximum do with a bullet. And that's really funny. And the simple thinking behind that is to found that border, and then to say, okay, hey, my little lovely programmers from Lightwave, or my big programmer, or young and old, and so on and so on. This is a border, yeah, with bullet in the moment. If a guy like René play with a bullet, yeah, and I mean the idea behind that was to make for myself some tests, yeah, what you can do with a bullet. And now we have a tank rig, 100% bullet physics. That's really nice. So everybody can now download it. You will find the download link under the video. Yeah. And I hope now you have fun with that. And if you have a comment, yeah, or a question or something like that, please do it under my video. And if you found a way to make it with a lower frames per second in bullet more stable as my setup, then tell me that. So we share the knowledge. Yeah. So if you know a better way, tell me that. So I think everybody is now informated about that scene. And yeah, now have fun to play with it. Yeah. Later. Bye. Have a nice time.